What would you say if two detectives pushed a confession at you and told you to explain yourself right now? If you answer the wrong way, you can build their whole case in seconds. And once your words are on that recording, you do not get them back. Before I give you the 6 words that can shut this down fast, hit subscribe right now so you can find this video when panic hits. Smash like too, because what you practice today could protect your freedom later. Here's the reality. Police interviews are built to feel casual, but they are not casual for you. They are designed to get you talking. Keep you talking and lock you into details you cannot clean up later. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn the 6-word line. That stops the game fast, the backup line that protects you. When silence alone is not enough, the question that forces officers to show their hand. And the one sentence that blocks consent traps before they get worse. I've analyzed over 200 body cam videos and the same pattern shows up. People talk because they think talking looks innocent. Then the clip gets played in court and every little guess becomes a problem. If you stay with me, you'll know exactly what to say, when to say it, and what never to say after that. When police start asking questions, you feel pressure to explain yourself. You want to sound helpful. You want to sound respectful. You want them to see you as the good guy. That is exactly why so many people mess this up. Most people have no idea that officers are allowed to use your words against you, even when you think you're just clearing things up. You say too much. You fill the silence. You try to be nice. Then your own story becomes the evidence. Here's the reality. The danger is not just lying. The danger is guessing or rambling, changing one detail or trying to talk your way out. That is why you need short lines, clear lines, and repeatable lines. If you wait until the moment happens, your mouth will outrun your brain. The fastest shutdown starts with 6 words you can actually remember. Here's exactly what you say. I want a lawyer before answering. Word for word. Memorize that line. Not maybe. Not I think. Not do you think I need one. You say, I want a lawyer before answering. That is clean. That is direct. That is hard to twist. This comes straight from Supreme Court rulings. In Edwards versus Arizona, the court said, once you clearly ask for a lawyer during questioning, police have to stop questioning you unless you start the conversation again. Then Davis versus United States made it even more important for you to be clear. If you say something weak, like, maybe I should get a lawyer, officers can keep talking because you did not clearly ask. That one word maybe can wreck your protection. You need to understand why this works so well for you. The moment you clearly ask for a lawyer, the interview stops being easy. They cannot keep fishing for answers the same way. They cannot keep nudging you with fake sympathy or long pauses or little lies about what they already know. Defense attorneys use this exact line because it is simple and strong. This is 100% legal. You're not being rude. You're not acting guilty. You're using a right for a reason. If the officer says, why do you need a lawyer if you did nothing wrong? You do not argue. You do not explain. You repeat the line, I want a lawyer before answering. That repetition matters because your safety. Bad way. Most people say, I can talk, I just don't know. Then the questioning keeps rolling and they talk themselves into trouble. Good way. Smart people say, I want a lawyer before answering. Then the officer has to deal with a clear request instead of an opening. The whole mood changes. The room gets smaller for them and safer for you. If you keep talking after asking for a lawyer, you reopen the door yourself. So once the line is out, you stop. No stories or side comments, no nervous jokes, no off-the-record chat in the hallway. Legal experts agree this is your strongest protection because it cuts off their weapon. Think you could stay that calm in a real room with cameras rolling? Drop a comment saying lawyer first if you're still with me. Now let's talk about the backup line that fixes the big mistake. Here's exactly what you say. I invoke the 5th Amendment now. Word for word. You can also follow it with, I will not answer questions. But the key part is the first sentence. I invoke the 5th Amendment now. Silence by itself is not always enough for you. In Burgess versus Tompkins, the court said, sitting quiet for hours is not enough. You still did not clearly invoke the right to remain silent by staying quiet. Then in Salinas versus Texas, the court said before arrest, going mute could hurt. That means you cannot count on your silence being understood. You need to say it out loud. Officers love the space in your fear. They know you have heard the phrase, right to remain silent your whole life. But they also know many people never actually say they are using it. So the officer keeps asking. You keep sitting there. Then one question hits your nerves and you answer that one. Now the tape has what they wanted. This removes the guessing. You are telling them you are not playing the question game. This is 100% legal. You are not required to help them. If you already asked for a lawyer, this line backs up your position. It tells everyone in that room you are done volunteering information. Bad way. Most people say, I'm not saying anything, and then keep reacting. Then one answer slips out and becomes the headline. Good way. Smart people say, I invoke the 5th Amendment now. Then they stay quiet and let the words do the work. The officer may try one more push or act shocked. They may say, "So you're refusing to cooperate?" You still do not explain. You do not debate. You do not try to sound innocent. You repeat the line if needed, and then you stop. The power is not just in saying it. The power is shutting up. Your silence protects you only when you clearly claim it and keep it. There's one more line because not every encounter starts with handcuffs. Sometimes it starts with, "Hey, can I ask you something?" That is why your third line is, "Am I free to leave?" Say them calmly. Say them early. Say them before the chat. If the officer says yes, you leave. Do not stay to be polite. If the officer says no, now you know you're being detained. Stop chatting and move straight to your other protective lines. A lot of people lose their rights in the fake middle zone, where they are not sure if they are free to go. Courts say the question is whether a reasonable person would feel free. That idea shows up in cases like United States versus Mendenhall. Roadside questioning is often treated differently from full custody. Officers may ask questions before you ever hear Miranda warnings. Your question forces the moment into the open. Free or detained? If you keep guessing, you keep talking. Make them answer. Bad way. Yeah, sure, what do you need? And then fishing begins. Good way. Smart people say, "Am I free to leave?" Then the officer has to pick a lane and you stop volunteering. This comes from Supreme Court rulings on Fourth Amendment seizures. If you are free, leave. If not, stop talking immediately. This keeps you from wandering into a trap while being nice. If you're still here, drop a comment saying "I'm still here." One more sentence. I do not consent to any searches. Memorize that. Real life does not separate these moments for you. They want your phone, your car, your bag, or your pockets. Schneckloth v. Bustamante says search is valid if consent is voluntary. Your yes can do huge damage. No means your lawyer fights. Bad way. I guess it's fine. I have nothing to hide. Good way. I do not consent to any searches. Keep your rights on the table even if they search anyway. You're not fighting or resisting. You are stating a boundary. Miranda v. Arizona. They must warn you if in custody. Edwards v. Arizona. Questioning stops if you ask for a lawyer. Davis v. United States. Your request must be clear and direct. Burgos v. Tompkins. Sitting quiet is not enough to stay silent. Salinas v. Texas. Before arrest, silence alone may not protect you. These cases mean be clear, be short, be direct, stop. Picture driving home late and getting pulled over for a light. He asks where you were and what is in the car. He says, "Step out and come talk to me for a minute." Wrong way. You laugh and say, "Sure, I was with friends." Now you have given statements and maybe consent to dig. The stop gets bigger because your mouth made it bigger. Right way, step out if ordered, stay calm, hands visible. If questions pile up, ask, "Am I free to leave?" If he says no, say, "I invoke the Fifth Amendment now." If he pushes harder, say, "I want a lawyer before answering." If he asks to search, say, "I do not consent to searches." No speeches, no anger, no explaining your whole night. Force the system to do its own work. Be the shield. Next video, what to say when police claim they smell weed. Subscribe so you do not miss it. That mistake is common. These lines are short because your brain works better under stress. Stay safe, stay calm, and protect your own words.